I want to say, at least 13, maybe as much as 15 congressional Democrats that just went on this luxury trip to Israel. And then in his haste, decided he was going to do a town hall. Not the smartest move.
Many allies who do things that we do not necessarily agree with, but we're not prepared. We're not prepared.
They're committing genocide.
The death of children.
We're just going to sit there and yell all day.
Yes, we're going to sit here and yell all fucking day. Yes. And are we just talking about him or the other people that have been having similar receptions at their little town halls in their districts around?
We're going to get to Wesley Bell, but
and he's not my favorite. I mean, let me tell you. I mean, that's entertaining, but Elise Stefanik was glorious.
I didn't get the clip for Elise Stefanik.
Elise Stefanik being booed off the stage twice was glorious.
Yeah, Colin, if you have a clip of Stefanik's town hall, look, we are going to get to a point in this country very soon where none of them are going to be able to show. I mean, listen, we already know that Wasserman Schultz only shows her face in public in extremely controlled environments.
Correct.
Wasserman Schultz has not done a town hall in the congressional, I mean, an open town hall, I believe. I could be wrong about this, but I don't think she's ever done one.
I've never.
They're all learning from these particular individuals that at the end of the day, they don't believe that they have to answer to people. The districts are gerrymandered. Everything is completely funded now by a billionaire oligarch class that they need only to ask what it is that you need, and they will deliver it. And there is still, unfortunately, too many people in this country that play in the red versus blue sandbox. Now, that's for now, but that doesn't mean it's not going to change. And as you will see here, this crowd is not having it. While everyone was under the illusion that this was really just a whole bunch of shit, Libby people showing up at the Republican town halls and causing a stir, let me assure you, this is happening on both sides of the issue.
Love it. Oh, yeah.
Genocide! Say genocide! It's not even a crisis. It's a genocide!
Why are they taking $25,000 from the Israel lobby?
That's
nothing, right? Like, I mean, Wesley Bell, I think, is the most. Wesley Bell is like over $12 million that he's taken. That, I mean, we all know that it was basically in one fell swoop to oust Cori Bush, but this is so this guy's another one who's a cheap whore.
Oh, yeah. Well, the absurdity of it all is that he takes this Capitol and he stands there with that freaking suit on like he's some special person.
But let's look at that audience.
Yeah, it's a very white audience.
It's a very white audience. It's actually an older audience.
Yes.
So that's not young people and kids that are yelling and calling out. And that woman whose face was blocked was definitely like a middle-aged woman. So,
yes, but you know what the common theme here is, though, and why we've said that the Democratic Party is dying for so long. Yes,
rage.
Well, yeah, but
that's a common theme.
Yeah, but if you remember at the beginning of when this all started, around the holidays in 2023, they had that town hall that went off the rails with Senator Gillibrand, and you had the reaction from the same type of whiteys in the audience that were like, stop, don't do this.
Right. They were angry that people were speaking up. So now, this is however much, almost 2 years later.
It's not the same now. The older, Dem biddies, if you will, they're quiet. They probably still hate them, but they're not able to act out of rage now because they know that it's politically untenable to do it. If at this point you are still rah Israel, our greatest ally, etc., you are now going to be put on a list. Yes, you're going to be put on a list. And eventually, you are going to be rounded up, if you will, and cast out as the lepers that you are, as they all should be.
Are you against bombing kids or not? It's a yes or no question.
How is an apartheid a democracy?
Shame on you! Shame on you!
Ending the town hall early and not taking questions for people who are listening. That's what the text box says. So
Unfortunately,
they can't, these people are not able to finish their events.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
this is also unfortunately going to be a sign of things to come,
Love
because
it.
eventually this is how all events are going to transpire.
Well, what
No-
will happen is they'll stop having them. And that's when people need to just start meeting them on the road or outside their houses or wherever they are, as long as it's public property.
Yeah.
And that's where that'll get, where they can't go anywhere in public spaces without being called out for the pieces of shit that they are.
That's putting it nicely.
You took $25,000 from AIPAC 2 years into a genocide. Shame on you, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you, shame on all of you. You're on the wrong side of history. You, free Palestine, you.
Yeah, she was, I liked her. She was eloquent. She got to the point there.
I would say that her statement was actually very fair and even-handed.
Oh no, her delivery was great too. And I would also point out that they're talking about, so he has obviously taken this money within the past year.
Oh yeah, this was quick. He's only been
Right. That's what I'm saying. So he's not one of those people that could even say, I took it at the, last campaign cycle, but I wouldn't even take it. He can't even say that.
You know what, though? Honestly, there is going to be, like we said, there's going to be no coming back from this. I mean, listen, not everybody is Wasserman Schultz. It takes over $1 million from them. But at the end of the day, they're going to say, well, I took this money a few years ago, but why did you take it at all? So what you're proving is that you don't actually have any merit to stand on. You actually have to be corporate funded in order to get elected. You don't actually stand for anything, which again is the unraveling of the broken system. You have been saying since October 10th, when we first dropped that video after 3 days after it happened, where you said no one is going to be entitled to a moment's peace. They think that they are, but now it's starting to become real, where it's like, well, we're not going to have a moment's peace. We're actually going to make your life a living hell. And do I think that they're going to put up with it? Yeah, I think that they are, which is why we played that clip from Ari Schaefer the other day, where it's like, yeah, unfortunately, there's going to be more bloodshed, because they don't care. This is just an inconvenience for them. And if you think I'm wrong that this is an inconvenience, if you thought that that was bad, and believe me, that's just the start, but it's nothing. That is nothing compared to what's coming with circumstances like what happened with Wesley Bell, who actually attempted to speak back towards his constituents. Now, keep in mind, for those of you who may have forgotten, Wesley Bell is we'll just say what has to be said. He is the Uncle Tom that has been replaced Cory Bush in Congress by taking $12 million plus from the AIPAC lobby alone in order to get elected into this, remember, gerrymandered district, and it's Democrat. And why is it gerrymandered? Because you have the working class and urban plighted district part of the congressional area that is represented. And then you have the wealthier suburban areas that is brought in to kind of balance things out. And so that is essentially what we have here, the haves versus the have-nots. That is what we're facing here. And so Wesley Bell, the fuckhead that he is, decided that he was going to do a town hall thinking that that was a smart move. He's the biggest corporate whore out of all of the Democrats that just went over to Israel.
We got other folks out there that are taking our democracy from us.
You have democracy while supporting genocide.
There are a lot of complicated issues about this subject.
Oh, see that, you know what? When you say that, telling a crowd of people that are upset about genocide, that it's complicated, that's the sort of equivalent of somebody telling someone else to calm down when they're freaking out. I think it has the inverse effect, and that's what that looks like to me.
Again, all dressed up and ready to go. That's a lot of blood money that you had to take in order to dress in that fancy, probably $5,000 suit.
You have no idea. It could be from Marshall's. You have no idea.
I doubt it. He's dapper. He tries to be anyway. It's just, I can't help it, Jen. I can't help it. I look at these sad sack of humans who just sit there with their arms folded like this is just acceptable discourse.
Yeah. Well, they're comfortable with the way things are. It doesn't bother them. Anybody who is okay right now is someone that just obviously, you know, their life is great.
Yeah.
Their life is great. They have not a fucking care in the world.
I mean,
but Wesley Bell, this is what I want to say. So Sabby calls him. Savvy says that Norbit looking mother.
Ouch.
Norbit looking.
I never saw that movie. I would have no
either, but that's what she kept referring to as Norbit.
Yeah. Well, more to come.
I was stopping infants from receiving food. I was starving babies. Helping anyone.
It did not go well for Bell. Once the town hall was over, police and an unmarked person attacked us. Look at this man. Unbelievable. So you have a very large man completely manhandling.
Say what he is, Jen.
He's just big. I mean, I'm not going to, whatever.
I was going to use the G word, but that's me.
All right. Well, I don't even know what you're talking about. What?
Gorilla?
Oh, no. He's just manhandling.
I don't care for
this
people.
Woman who's like half his size. I mean, like, this is absurd. So
excuse me. She might be a third of his size.
Yeah. No,
maybe.
But here's the thing, people, is that Wesley Bell sicked his goons. That's a good word for G. Goon.
Goon. Yeah.
That's his good goons word. On the people that were speaking up against him at the town hall. But this is off the wall. Like, honestly, I hope, because Sabby did a dive in this and she actually had a close up of like more of something of this guy's face. This is assault. And I actually hope that some of the people that are on camera here physically assaulting these women are charged, because he's assaulting her right now on camera. That's an assault.
Yeah. And that is
it's a battery, but we say anyhow.
And that is the G word. He is a goon,
He's a
big freaking goon who doesn't have much going for him other than his brute size, of which he has plenty. But he's not actually trying to push around somebody who's, let's say 180 to 200 pound guy. Like, for example, like if it was me that he was trying to push around, he's pushing around a woman that might be 100 pounds soaking wet, if she's that. That's who you grab of all the people there. You want to make an example out of basically
all the other people there are these women too. The other one who they manhandle was another woman who's small.
He's got her by her neck.
Yeah. I hope whoever this is files charges.
But as we said, this is just the beginning. This is not going to go away. This is going to be a more common occurrence as we go forward. And it doesn't matter that it's a Democrat. It wouldn't matter if it's a Republican. They are going to need wall-to-wall protection every day.
And guess who's going to pay for that?
The taxpayers.
Well, see, here's the thing. Technically, taxpayers are the ones that fund everything because everything is ours. It's just not our tax dollars that fund spending. But taxpayers, we do. Technically, it's all of our money. It's all of our resources. So, that's why it's a nuanced thing.
One of our favorite supporters makes a very good point. The whole point of doing this and getting violent with small people is to scare them into ever thinking about standing up. And keep in mind, he didn't just do this in front of a congressman. He did this with the full consent of police officers that were there on the scene.
Yeah. Yeah,
Servant-
honestly, this gentleman needs to. Well, he's not a gentleman. This animal needs to be arrested. Yeah, because that's a crime. We're watching.
And remember, remember what Mr. Goon would say if he was arrested. I was just following orders. I did what I was told. They told me to get them out of here by any means necessary. They're not going to ruin my town hall. This is my town hall. I am here to speak. They're so in love with themselves.
And if you want a deeper dive into the self-loathingness of this black man here, that and Sabby did a really good comment on it, that she did a much deeper investigation into it. But Palestine doesn't like black people. They don't. They don't like people that are dark. I mean, in Israel does not like
Palestine.
It's the land of Palestine. But the nation state of Israel does not care for black people. We've even talked about it on this show, how black people are referred to. And yet this goon is doing their bidding.
Yeah.
That's some self-loathing shit.
Well, we're not going to have time to get to it tonight, but we probably will on Monday. But that I pointed out the other day, when we talked about Ariel Scarella and the BS that she did with the Palestinian protesters. Brandon Tatum is an ex-black police officer who has been a Trumper forever, and he is adamant about supporting the state of Israel. And as we've said, why at this point would somebody do that? The reason? Because it pays. And when they get desperate, that's the thing you also have to remember. They are so desperate that their PR is not working anymore, that now they just have to buy off as many people as they can. And this person can't even, God.
Exactly. We're so used to trying to be polite.
Yeah, I can't be polite.
No.
Can't even tuck his freaking shirt in, for God's sake. I'm just, again, a schlub with his hand out, ready to get paid. And again, somebody even pointed this out, which I thought was interesting. He's like this with a woman in full view of the camera. Could you imagine what he's like when no one's around?
Exactly. That's, yeah.
Scary.
Why? Again, this is, wait, it gets worse. This guy. Look at these police officers on camera shoving people to the ground, not holding people back, offensively shoving people to the ground. The bald guy just shoved someone, like, ridiculous. This is insanity. And this is at a town hall. This is insanity.
Town hall.
A town hall with completely peaceful people asking legitimate questions. So we're just going to shove them to the ground because we don't like what they're saying.
I mean, if that doesn't show you what police brutality looks like, I don't know what does. Again, they are getting physically violent.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. And this guy right here, this other goon, he's the one in the middle.
Yeah.
Was itching
all of these people
to go after. Yeah, no, he was itching to shove somebody. He was itching to put them down and basically intimidate. And if necessary, get really violent with them to the point in which who the hell knows what would have happened if they really tried to defend themselves. Remember,
so do you see that these two men are standing on top of a woman cowering with her hands over her head, and they're standing over, like, what is the threat that she's posing that would even require them to be standing like this? Like, no part of any of this video has any justification whatsoever. All of these people should be suspended or fired. Like, this is just absurd.
Well, you know what they're a threat to.
No, I know what they're a threat to, but this woman, but they can't claim that this was any sort of defense from the people that were at this town hall. This isn't even a crowd of people that were marching.
But here's the problem. When you are acting this way in defense of capital, because that's all this is, there really isn't a justification behind it, because genocide was always going to tell the truth about how far people were willing to go for a buck. And it's pretty obvious that there are still a lot of people that are willing to go as far as necessary in order to get paid. That's it. If anybody has ever had to question exactly why we are in this mess. It's always about money and power. There is no secret. There is not a secret formula. It's all the same. They are getting paid very well to defend the state of Israel. They spent $12 million on one congressional race, just one, because it was so important that they kicked Cori Bush out of there so that Cori Bush, who was so into the woke shit, she went so far away from anything resembling why she got to Congress in the first place, which was a Black empowerment, working class economic message. And then she gets to Capitol Hill and she starts doing all the things that the Democratic establishment was expecting of her to do. The second she decided that she was going to call out the state of Israel, that was the end. That's like, oh, you're done. Goodbye.
It wouldn't have mattered if she didn't call them out. They still are going to try to unseat anybody who is not going to vote in their favor.
Anybody who acts in dissent, you are not permitted. And for now, we're going to have to take our lumps. But this is all documented. The internet is forever.
I don't understand how this is not. It remains to be seen. When was this town hall? Because
2 nights ago,
these women should be pressing charges.
They should. I'd be shocked if they aren't already. And
These people are not happy.
No. And not only that, but what's always amazing about these circumstances, and it goes to show you how none of them are leaders. They're all they're all servants of the highest cause, which in this case is the state of Israel, is the interests of our foreign policy, which is all centered on the Middle East and these proxies in between. He could have easily said, guys, you don't need to get violent with them. Let's just usher them out of here. He keeps his mouth shut. He doesn't say a damn word.
You're saying that you're saying that like those were just people just standing there that then just decided to get aggressive and violent. Those people were there exactly for that reason. Those people were there to do that, and he knows they're there to do that. You don't have goons standing around a peaceful town hall unless they're planning on manhandling people that say things.